Yeah, so I unfortunately reached the point where I have to make this with CapCut. No, I won't be using AI to make the voice because I don't want to use AI. The reason I sound so depressing is because I really didn't want to use CapCut, man. But I don't know. I feel like I have no choice because I don't want to film with my brother's phone because he has to use it quite often, and since mine doesn't work until it's gonna be fixed, I think I'm gonna do it all on CapCut. Unfortunately, fuck, man. In this video, I'm gonna tell you what plans I have for this channel, the specific schedule. I mispronounced that shit, but I hope you know what I'm talking about. So the first subject is obviously Sega, because let's be real, it's even in the name of the channel, and I'm a huge fan, so I will be talking about it very often. But no, Sega is not the only thing I want to talk about. Just because it's called Sega Box doesn't mean it's the only subject. The next subject I will talk about is my book projects, because if you remember my first video, I said I am currently writing my book on laptop, and I'm about to finish it, and I will probably talk about it before publishing. I don't know if anyone gives a fuck about that so far, because I don't know if I have any fans, but I don't know, I think it's worth talking about. Then the next thing I'm gonna talk about is my PS2 setup, where I'm gonna say what I have on it, what I want for it, and I'm gonna try to find a way and purchase one of those things that you connect at the laptop probably, or in the PS2, I don't know, where you get to record off the PS2 and pause the gameplays. I'm really looking forward to do that, but first I'm gonna need to look forward for what that is. Next is quite an interesting subject, because I don't know if this thing is very common, but have you ever heard of animoya? It's a psychological thing where you're nostalgic for periods you weren't even born in, and I have that for the 90s and the 2000s. Specifically for the 90s low poly pre-rendered aesthetic for the Sega Saturn, because Sega Saturn is my favorite console ever made.
What?
Unpopular opinion, I know you fucking hate the Saturn, whatever, I like it. Yeah, I really like that 90s, that people say it's very bad and screen crunchy, and that it looks like dog shit because everything is not pre-rendered how it should be. I mean, sorry, I enjoy Sonic Blast for fuck's sake.
What?
And yes, I know that's not on Saturn, it's on Game Gear and the Master System, but I like that. I mean, it's used for older consoles and I like the appeal. Did I talk too much about this subject? Should I go to the next one? Yeah, let's just move on. The next subject is albums. So far, I have Toxicity and Mesmerize. I want the rest of the albums because I know the ones that are left. System of a Down, Steal This Album, and Hypnotize. The one that I want badly is Steal This Album.
What?
Yes, that is my favorite System of a Down album. I know some of you say it's the worst album of System of a Down. It's the best for me. I'm just an unpopular opinion guy. You can do nothing. I also want Hybrid Theory and Meteora because I started listening to Linkin Park, and the next album I have to listen to is The Menace to Midnight. I also want the albums originally made by Sega, like the one with Vector Man, then we have Virtual Sonic, the Knight's original soundtrack, and of course the infamous 96 Sonic album. uh, it's not infamous, I said that because it has a certain track that became a meme.
They call me Sonic, cause I am faster than sound. I keep on jumping around.
Master.
Blue Hedgehog Sonic.
You can't deny. Anyway, moving on to the next subject, reviews. This is probably one of my favorites because I really like reviewing. I like making tops, for example, rankings. And one day, yes, I will make an entire top of all Sega games. Because in my last video, I made the top 5 of my favorites. And I sounded like shit because the soundtrack was above my voice and you probably didn't hear a thing for fuck's sake. But outside of Sega, what other rankings am I planning to do? So I have a few possibilities. I have DreamWorks, Disney, Steven Spielberg, Tim Burton, Laika, Gilby Studios, and I honestly don't like anime, but I just heard this studio is very beloved, and I'm looking forward to binge a few movies from there because if I want to make rankings, I'll probably take this as a possibility. Also, no, I will never in my life make a ranking with Nintendo games. Because I hate Nintendo, I am a Nintendo loader. I'm a Sega does what Nintendo don't guy. You cannot convince me that I can ever like Nintendo. I loved Sega in the 90s when it was criticizing it. And then they started working together in the 2000s and it was the worst nightmare in my life. But if you genuinely want other game rankings, I will make one with PS1, another with PS2, and probably one with the original Xbox because why not? And also the Game Gear, but I think that will count in the Sega top, so yeah. And yeah, these are the subjects. I cannot wait to get death threats in the comments for hating Nintendo and considering still this album my favorite. I'm not sorry. I am not sorry, genuinely. I also found this masterpiece where if you have Most Wanted you can place it in a car figurine as a support and I can see he plays on a Genesis in the background, so great job man.